The Kogi State House of Assembly has called for the immediate removal of the chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, Ola Olukoyede, citing unprofessional handling of the case against former Governor Yahaya Bello. During a recent plenary, legislators condemned an alleged assassination attempt on both Bello and current Governor Ahmed Ododo, claiming EFCC operatives attacked the Kogi Government Lodge.
The lawmakers accused the EFCC of orchestrating humiliation and persecution rather than genuine anti-corruption efforts. They demanded the president take action against Olukoyede, asserting his incompetence undermines the integrity of the agency. The assembly also, of course, recognized recent incidents as threats on the lives of state leaders. Joining us as the managing partner at Paradigm Solicitors and Advocates, Oloyede Oyediran. Good morning, and thanks for joining us.
Good morning. It's my pleasure being here again.
All right, so the drama apparently continues with the EFCC and the Kogi State government.
The White Lion.
The White Lion.
Yeah.
White Lion, as he's popularly called. I mean, what's your first reaction, to this news by the Kogi State House of Assembly?
Well, it's nothing more than a protest. A protest by the House of Assembly of Kogi State against the action of the EFCC. And I said it's nothing more than a protest because it's actually not within the legislative competence of the Kogi State House of Assembly to legislate or pass a resolution, do something for the removal of the chairman of EFCC. But of course, we understand why the House of Assembly took that decision. It's because, one, the former governor of Kogi State has been declared wanted by the EFCC for a while. And last week we saw the governor visited the EFCC himself. Nothing happened to him, though in company of his successor.
Yeah. Now,
nothing happened to him. In fact, what we had immediately after that visit was that, yes, though he visited us, he is still wanted. No, everybody was puzzled as how? Somebody who came to your office, you had all the opportunities to have arrested him, to have detained him, because he no longer enjoys immunity. And the immunity of the current governor with whom he visited the commission does not extend to him. So you could have done anything you wanted to do with him at that point, but you refused to do for reasons you know. Now, a few hours later, the commission bombarded the Kogi State Lodge in Abuja, and in an attempt to effect the arrest of somebody who had visited their office earlier. I think that is shameful, to say the least. I'm sure the leadership of EFCC will be displeased with that action, or will be regretting that action now, because it's actually uncalled for. So for me, it is a show of misplaced loyalty against another show of misplaced loyalty. And what do I mean? The EFCC, those who carried out that operation, actually probably want to impress Mr. President or the chairman of the commission or whoever is in charge.
Which of the actions are you talking about this time? Is it the alleged night raid?
Yes, the alleged night raid.
Okay.
Was a show of a misplaced loyalty. We want to show loyalty to our guys, to our bosses, to our leaders, whoever is leading, whether the chairman of EFCC, the president of Nigeria who appointed the chairman, or whoever. We want to show that we can do something to please these our bosses. Just like the Kogi State House of Assembly as well, making decisions saying that we reject this, we call on this, we do this, obviously to impress, to show loyalty to their former governor.
Okay.
Yes.
I want us to look at, a report on the Vanguard that's talked about how this has played out, and, part of the analysis would be that him surrendering himself to the EFCC might in a way have impacted his case in court. He's meant to appear in court tomorrow. You know, they've given him, they said this is his last chance to defend himself. Do you think that this might have been a tactic, him showing up at the EFCC premises? Do you think it might have been a tactic that would have affected his case in any way, maybe positively or negatively?
Okay, that would have been easier to say if the commission had disclosed what happened when he visited the commission. But that news is still kept to be among the parties involved. In law, if a party who is allegedly wanted shows up at a law enforcement agency to say, you are looking for me, I am here, is actually a strong ground for that kind of a person to get bail on lower, very reasonable conditions, terms, to say, because we're looking for him, he came to surrender himself, then this kind of a person will not run away. What's the essence of bail? What's the essence of putting conditions? So as to ensure that if we lead this person to go, he will reappear, he will come back. Then, so for a person who willfully said, okay, you are looking for me, I'm here.
Even after being in hiding for almost 5 months?
It still doesn't matter. He has come out to say that I am here.
All right.
And when he did that, you did nothing.
Okay. Yeah. Let's hold our thought. We'll come back to talk about what the implications of the case look like, especially because the EFCC chair, there was a video of him saying that if this matter is not seen to the very end, you know, he would resign. And people are calling for his sacking. So we'll go on a very quick break, and when we come back, the conversation continues.
Welcome back. And of course, you know, still having a conversation this morning with Oloyede Oyediran, concerning, of course, you know, the latest developments from the Kogi State House of Assembly, where they have asked for the sacking of the EFCC chairman after what occurred at the Kogi State governor's residence in a few weeks ago. So, you know, one of the things, you know, that I think is, you know, important to ask, of course, you know, is how this affects the EFCC chairman. Just like Olive had mentioned, you know, he has already mentioned that if he does not see the end of the prosecution of Yahaya Bello for this 80 billion naira fraud, he would resign. Do you expect his resignation soon? And you know, has the EFCC also just completely embarrassed itself with the way that this has played out?
Okay, that was a very unfortunate statement. What it shows is that the chairman of EFCC has a special interest in the prosecution of the former Kogi State governor. And, you know, in law, when a person has shown that kind of interest, it means he has not been able to divest himself from the personal interest to the official job that he has taken, that he is doing. But you see, it could just be said to be that he was only expressing how he felt at that time. Probably looking at the magnitude, the load of evidence against this person. But unfortunately, as a lawyer, your role is to present this case. No matter how weighty the evidence, it is in the minds of the court. Present it, let an arbiter, let a party who has no interest take the decision as to whether or not this crime has actually been committed and the person accused of the crime is culpable and is guilty. You see, what I felt when I read the news of what the House of Assembly in Kogi State did yesterday was that, well, there could have been a smarter way of doing all these things. And the smarter way is this. A few years back, we saw the Kano State House of Assembly passed an anti-graft law. In fact, Lagos did its own in 2021 when the House of Assembly of the state decided to say that we want to have a commission, an anti-graft commission like EFCC is to the federal government, to Lagos too. And so a law was made, a bill was made, it was passed into law and assented to by the governor of the state in 2021. That law has the implication of removing the hand of the EFCC from all the corruption or corruption-related cases on the Lagos State Treasury. What the law simply says is that, if our state public officer is accused of having stolen our money, it is the money of Lagos. So it is the Commission of Lagos that will deal with that kind of a crime. It is the Commission of Lagos that would investigate, prosecute, and went ahead to even say that even cases that had been commenced, investigation that has started before the coming into being of that law, will be taken over
by Lagos State,
by this commission established by the state. And even the governor went ahead to appoint a retired Federal High Court judge to be the chairman of that commission. So now, if the Kogi State has so desired, we would have said, oh, we want to pass a law in Kogi State that will say, okay, if our former governor has been accused of stealing money, it is the money of Kogi State. So the Kogi State has a machinery in motion to deal with that kind of a situation.
Yeah, but is that, I mean, even with the one in Lagos State, is that, allowed?
Good. I was going to say that would have its own issue. The issue would be when an agency, when there has been a law by the federal government on the principle of covering the field, and a state law tends to conflict with that one, which one prevails? Now the point is, even at that, it is the court that will decide which one prevails.
All right.
So leave it. Do yours. If you want to be loyal to your former, to your boss, to your whatever, do yours. Be tactical, be reasonable. Let it not just be a Jankara thing.
All right. As quickly as possible, the next court appearance date is tomorrow, the 25th. Yahaya Bello has evaded court's appearance about 6 times since April. Do you think he will appear tomorrow? And if he doesn't appear, what should be the next course of action?
Well, I am expecting that, having gone to EFCC himself the other time, he would want to appear tomorrow.
And if he doesn't?
Yes, if he doesn't, the EFCC has no other thing to do than the declaration of Yahaya Bello wanted, as he has been done.
And so he has been wanted.
Yes, he still continues to be on wanted list. So if they are able to now take him, arrest him, because he no longer enjoys immunity.
What type of situation have we found ourselves in the country where one individual, just seems more powerful than a federal government institution? Than a federal government institution can declare a person wanted, and he just doesn't show up. Neither do they, have the abilities or the resources to find him and have him arrested.
They are still making that effort. It is not yet over until it is finally over.
Yeah, but the way it seems, he's going to outlive, he's going to remain wanted until Usman Ododo's tenure as governor is over.
No, that's how it appears to you. The EFCC seems to still be making that effort. We have not seen the end. You understand? So, if you have not seen the end, we cannot conclude that it will stay to the end of the Ododo administration. No. It may be just seen tomorrow and not be nabbed and taken to the court.
And speaking about the end of Ododo's administration, I think another conversation that will eventually come up is whether he will face the law for ensuring that Yahaya Bello, evaded arrest. He obstructed the EFCC from doing their work by arresting Yahaya Bello. But I guess that's another conversation for another day.
Maybe for another day.
Oloyede Oyediran, managing partner at Paradigm Solicitors and Advocates. Thank you so much for joining us.
It's my pleasure.
All right. Quite a conversation we've had this morning from Edo State to Kogi State. We'll take you through a recap and then let you know what's coming up next.